Hello, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to more League of Legends news. I hope you guys all enjoy. Going to talk about, of course, over the past couple of days, a lot more roster swaps out there. The biggest ones happening, and you guys very well know about this, G2 and Fnatic acquiring some newer members over there. It will be Caps officially going to G2 after several rumors out there, which is several hints by the players. We all knew it was eventually probably going to happen. It's now official, guys. It will be G2 Caps, along with Perkz actually swapping to ADC, and it will be Fnatic actually adding a rookie that's going to be Nemesis to replace Caps in the mid lane. There's a lot of thoughts out there, and thanks to all of you guys who've actually left comments as well. As long as you guys are out there leaving your opinions, I leave my opinions, I think we all are off for the better. We all learn a lot about these kind of swaps and what you guys think, and hopefully, you know, let's say a year from now, we'll be a lot more intelligent about these swaps and which teams actually come off on top about this. There's a lot of debate right now, which teams are going to come off better in this term of swap right now, whether it will be G2 or Fnatic. In my own opinion, guys, I still do trust Fnatic to, of course, carry up a mid laner, especially a rookie like this, as they've done in the past. Speke, Febivin, of course, then we have Caps, our most recent one. They are notorious for raising mid laners, young talent, into rising stars, into notorious stars like Caps, especially most recently, and I do not doubt them here, guys. A strong core roster still, with Whippo's blow up, especially last split as well. I really do trust this team to raise Nemesis, but do not forget the amount of pressure on this guy's shoulders now that he does join in the likes of the history of these guys and their mid laners. It's got to be pretty nerve-wracking, so it's going to be, I think, the anchor players to actually sway these teams either upward or downward or above each other or below each other. For Fnatic, it will definitely be Nemesis. I think everyone else, we can probably agree, a very, very strong core roster, especially when Caps was with them. Nemesis will be that kind of anchoring point, whether that team will be successful or not during this split. Nonetheless, though, definitely going to be a top half team on paper. Alongside that, though, G2, what I'm worried about will be, of course, Perkz swapping to ADC. In my opinion, he will be their anchor. I think, of course, Caps joining them, he's going to carry over that talent. Nonetheless, the rest of the roster looking at least a bit solid. I'm not very hyped about with the joining of Mickey for Wadid. There's mixed opinions. Just about all these trades out there, people are on either side of it. I was not impressed with Mickey's last split. Other people out there seem to be very impressed and seem to have this be an upgrade. I do not think instant upgrade whatsoever. Wadid, of course, we'll talk about him now going to Rogue. Those are actually the next team we'll be talking about as they announce their entire roster. So again, like I said previously, guys, the anchor points for me will be Nemesis on Fnatic, as well as Perkz, you know, if he can actually swap. Now, we've seen his role play, we've seen his flex play as well. Yes, this guy can do just about anything, but you got to think about this, guys. He's competing against other people, other ADCs out there who have been doing so for 3, 4, 5 years at this kind of level. His swap will not instantly be an upgrade no matter what. Of course, though, you kind of compare things as well. You're going to have Nemesis against Caps in the mid lane. Of course, you'll have Perkz against Reckless. You take the vice versas, right? You take Caps over Nemesis, you take Reckless over Perkz. Could it eventually change? It'll take some time. So I think in the long run, guys, definitely a solid move for Fnatic. I also think short term going to be a solid move for them, depending upon how fast Nemesis can adapt. Overall, though, still going to be probably 2 top half teams, and arguably going to be 2 of the top 3 or 4 best teams in EU or the LEC this year, alongside Misfits. So I don't doubt these guys whatsoever, but definitely some ballsy plays. I just cannot wait to see how Perkz actually adapts in the role, how Caps fits in, but most importantly, how Nemesis grows alongside this team. And speaking of Wadid, guys, I think he actually found a pretty decent home. Now, I'm not going to say this roster looks powerful. We've seen Rogue join several esports out there. They have a lot of great connections and some decent money out there as well. I was actually very surprised to see this team join the LEC in the first place and not North America, where they actually roam in a few esports outside of League itself. So I'm kind of surprised here. I think this roster could definitely compete inside North America. Obviously wouldn't have the same roster, though, if they did compete in NALCS. Nonetheless, though, it will be Kikis from Vitality. Certainly a surprise pickup. I think so far my favorite pickup from this team. I think he had a very, very strong last split. International / world play at Worlds certainly did not show up. Very underwhelming character, but still a surprising sign nonetheless. It will be, of course, Wadid as well joining him, and his partner will be HeQ. There's been a lot of roaming opinions about HeQ. I think an underwhelming character out there. I think, especially look at his past rosters, who he's had to play with, and especially the gold he has had around him as he plays that role. On top of that, as ADC, I think he's definitely been put a pedestal down compared to other ADCs out there. If you get to this man the gold, I think you'd be very surprised how well he does compete. All the other question, though, is how well this roster truly does click. And one last thing as well, I think it was very sad to see, if you guys did see Wadid's last post to Hjarnan. They have now, of course, left that duo. So sad, if I'm being honest. It hurt right here, but still, nonetheless, guys, Rogue, they will announce probably the rest of their roster within the end of today or in the next few days, guys. So far, looking decent. I think so far, based off comments out there, looking a bit, you know, probably on par are on average for teams. Do they go top half? I think it'd be a big success for their first season. How well they'll click, though, still the big mystery. And Golden Guardians, what do you say about Golden Guardians? Of course, their first season not successful whatsoever. I do think, though, they've actually picked up Hauntzer for Mickey, not the Mickey for Misfits, guys, the other import Mickey, which does leave open a wide open import spot for this team. As of right now, it does rumor so far that Lorlo will also be leaving that roster. Mixed feelings about Lorlo as well. People thinking a solid academy player he would make. Other people thinking he's actually a pretty solid main stage player as well. I'm of mixed opinions out there. I think certainly a replacement import-wise could be an improvement in this spot, and I certainly think on paper Hauntzer for Mickey is certain improvement as well. Golden Guardians going in the right direction. I don't think these guys can backstep any further. Of course, losing their coach as well, re-signed expected. I really don't think these guys can take any further steps backward. It's only improvement up from here. But speaking lastly, guys, very lastly, of some other rumors out there, actually not rumors, completely now, which were rumors and now actually confirmed, it will be our boy Abbedagge. I want to quickly realize, guys, I looked up videos out there. Abbedagge said his own pronunciation was Abbedagge, not Abbedagge. Although it's spelled like Abbedagge, I think there's already people out there kind of proposing maybe for a name change, just change it to Abe or Ab. Either way, guys, Abbedagge, 19 years old, signed from Royal Youth in TCL, one of 4 players now signed from the TCL. Absolutely crazy, guys. He has now been confirmed for FC Shalke. I'm going to have the same opinion about all of these guys so far. Broken Blade, Abbedagge, alongside our next one we're going to announce as well. I think it's still a huge risk for these guys. I really, truly do believe that, and how they're going to play out, though, I'm excited for fresh faces. You guys know I love fresh blood, fresh faces. Fresh blood sounds kind of weird to say. He will be joining FC Shalke, though, and alongside him, guys, actually joining Splyce and competing against him this year will be a 1 year younger him, 18-year-old humanoid joining Team Splyce, guys, also from TCL. Ironically enough, though, it's actually a Team Illuminar who lost in the TCL playoffs to Royal Youth. They actually got swept by them, and it will be humanoid joining that Splyce roster, guys. Very young talent, 18 years old, fresh out of the TCL, and he will be joining Splyce, which I think is definitely I'm gonna stick to it, guys. A nice surprise, a pretty big risk there, but you know, what else can you risk, right? Splyce kind of lingering around that top half of teams out there. I love to see new players out there, and you got to imagine among all these new players, one of them likely, you know, across the many we've seen signed so far, whether it be an Abbedagge, whether it be humanoid, whether it be possibly Nemesis, one of them is likely to break out, and when they do break out, we'll see which team actually rises with them. But as always, guys, my name is Jake. I will see you back here Monday. I am sure roster changes will continue over this weekend as we slowly but surely approach our next season, and I mean very, very slowly. I cannot wait to see how these rosters do form up. We have solidified a lot of rosters out there, but I'm sure many signings are coming sometime soon. As always, my name is Jake. I will see you all then. Goodbye.